A legal brothel in Nevada, which is about an hour's drive from the state line of Utah, called Bella's Hacienda Ranch, it has announced that they are providing a pretty nice discount for the fine people of Utah. They're offering a 10% discount on all sensual services provided by the workers there. Now, here's a fun sign, and Madame Cummins pictured with the fun sign for the business. She has operated the business, or the brothel has been operating for 37 years. And her reasoning for the 10% discount for Utahns,
don't ask me.
for people of Utah, is that she believes that Utah is our nation's most sexually repressed state.
There's good evidence for that.
Now, why is Utah, in her mind, the most sexually repressed state? Well, it might have something to do with a new law requiring age verification on all porn sites as a way to create reasonable safeguards for our children. And look, anytime, in my opinion, you give the government more power to surveil you, I think it's a problem.
It's a giant problem. Are you kidding me? It's so dumb. So we covered that story earlier. They are trying to verify that people are above 18. Of course, the question is, how do you verify? Because if it's just clicking, then no one cares. That everybody has that law, everybody ignores that law. Okay, yes, I am. You click, right? No, they're trying to actually verify. So one of the proposals is to do facial recognition software on your computer while you're watching porn. No, a hard pass, if you will. Later, an easier pass. Anyways, so that makes no sense. And by the way, if you're a conservative, it doesn't get any more big government than that. And that makes no sense at all. Also, in previous stories that we've covered years ago, when they did surveys of who watched the most porn, it was almost all red states. It was always the most repressed ones, and Utah came in the top 2, if I remember, if they came at all these days. And I think the other one was Alabama. And for the most conservative states, like I think anal was #1 category.
All right.
And so I'm like, okay, I don't know what you guys are up to. Anyways, guys, the problem isn't sex. The problem is when you unnaturally repress sex and it gets bottled up and bottled up and bottled up until it shows itself in super ugly ways that are not healthy, etc. So I love that she's doing this. I love that she's poking at Utah, if you will. But there's one other aspect of the story that I'll get to in a second as to why she's doing it.
Okay, so Utah is in fact, when I say Utah, I mean like the government of Utah is pretty much very against porn. In 2016, Utah declared porn a public health crisis and an epidemic that is harming the citizens of Utah and the nation. Members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, those are the Mormons, right?
Yep.
Have recently and historically represented the majority of legislators in Utah. And in 2009, Utah was considered the online porn capital of the United States.
Boom, there you go.
With the most porn consumers logging on in the nation. Look.
Logging on.
Okay, but isn't part of the problem right now that people aren't having sex? I'm serious though, right? Like, okay, so I'm not an opponent of pornography. Like, I'm not one of these people who's like, we must ban porn, it's destroying society. Like, I don't actually believe that, except there is a kernel of truth to it.
Why?
Because there is a problem right now with young people, and when I say young people, I mean like young adults, like just not engaging in intimate relationships. And one of the reasons that's been cited is the easy access to online pornography.
So I hear you, and that's
because it's easy.
Look, guys,
right? Just rub one out, you're good. Like you don't have to court anyone. You don't have to put in the work. You don't have to warm anyone up.
No, I hear you. Look, so first of all,
stroke the salami and you move on.
Okay, we got it. Okay, so. Look, I've got some hands-on experience here. I'm kidding.
Don't do it.
You set me up too much. I couldn't resist.
But you didn't have to go there.
Okay. All right. So seriously, Look, everything is percentages. It's not black and white. Oh, porn is destroying America. Porn is saving America. No. Everyone who watches porn does great things. It's a wonderful outlet. Everybody who watches porn is a disaster and does terrible things and never has sex again. No, it's all in the percentages. So is it true that some percentage of people are going out in the real world less because porn is so much more easily accessible today? Yes, okay. But I don't know what the percentages are. I don't know if it's 2%, 20%. I don't know how much of a phenomenon it is. And honestly, no one knows. No one's done that study, right? So now I do know that back in the day when we had to actually go get our porn from a magazine, okay?
No, they would have to either have it, I guess, would they deliver it ever? Like, did people have Playboy delivered?
Yeah, but you had to live alone to do that.
Yeah, but like people, but Cenk, like people would go to a store, like in real life, a brick and mortar sex store to buy porn on VHS. There were other human beings in the store. There are people working in the store.
Anna, you're talking to me as if I wasn't one of those people.
No, exactly. Isn't that insane? Like
no, but you
like there was effort. Like you had to.
Oh, you gotta let me
put your shame aside, and you had to put forth effort in order to access the explicit material.
Okay, I got two stories for you guys. Okay, along those lines. So back in the day, there used to be a porn section in the video stores, right? You didn't have to buy, you rent it, right? But it was like a walled off, like it had a little curtain, and it was like a curtain of shame to go back in there, etc. And we got some friends' video card, and we used to go to Adam Video that in East Brunswick, New Jersey, doesn't exist anymore. And we would get our porn there, pretending to be Peter. And one day, Peter actually shows up at the store with his mom, and he's renting something. And the guy goes, "I know Peter. You're not Peter." Okay, and he's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Peter only gets porn." And he's like, "What? That's because me and another guy who also worked here. Anyway, using his card. I was the most shameless sumbitch teenager you ever seen, okay?
God.
I would stroll into the porn section without a care in the world, like la 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 la. I'd be like, you ever see that video of Conor McGregor like swinging his arms like loo 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 loo?
I have actually.
Okay. Yes. One time I came out, one of the cute girls from school was in the regular section. Oh, I went right back in. That was the only time I was embarrassed. Okay, so back, and then I have one more story. Me and another guy I won't name. We found a porn vending machine. Okay, that's how old school I am. But the problem was you had to bike down Route 18, which is like a highway, and cross the highway,
oh my God,
get into a hotel, and then have like a pile of quarters with you, and half the time the machine wouldn't work, so you put in all the quarters, and me and the other guy had to go because one of us had to be the watch out because we were underage, right? And the lookout guy, and the other one's putting the quarters in. It's taking like half an hour to put all the quarters in, and half the time it doesn't work, so you have to do return quarters. And he goes, and there's a metal thing, and it goes like a casino, like you just want to jack. And we're all like, and then grab the quarters, grab the quarters, grab the quarters, and the quarters are spilling. We're getting back on the bike, we're sweating. Back in the day, we had to earn our porn, okay? These young whippersnappers, they don't know how it is. You just go out there and click, okay?
Well, Utah's trying to change that, Cenk.
Now you got to bike across the highway, endanger your life to get porn again, okay? So.
Well, Miss Cummins is coming to help out.
She is, and then the last part of it is, then you find out at the end, if you read the whole story, she's like, plus, the people of Utah are my best customers because she's next to the border. And since they're so sexually repressed, they're constantly pouring in. And she said after COVID, that they rescued her business. The people of Utah rescued her business because they came so often.
No, that was good. That was good. Double entendre. I like that.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.